Okay, first off, I owe everybody an apology because I made these yesterday and I didn't have my phone, so I couldn't do a video of it. But what I basically did was you take a piece of metal. This is a test piece, which didn't work out. It's flat. You stick it in the roller and get your bend where you want it. In this case, it's about 5 inches in, so I mark 5 inches, and the bend is 7 inches long. And then I bend it on the roller to get the corner where I want it. It's a good idea to make it a little bit extra because the bead roller has a tendency of opening it up. But then you go and you use a sharp bead roller die, get your mark where you want it, and then it has somewhere for the actual bead to follow. I decided to go with 3/8. Looks pretty good. So now what we're doing today is we're going to, this is just roughly put on here. Let's make a lot of noise. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to experiment. It might work, it might not. I want to form a flange across the top here so that it goes underneath there. See, I've hammered this around, so it'll be a nice little seam around there once it goes together. So I'm going to be about a 1/2 inch. So what I'm going to do is I got this nylon, and I'm going to mark the profile of the corner, and then when I cut it, it'll have a male and a female, and I can clamp it together and hammer form it over and use my bead roller. So we'll just stop there for a second. So here's my piece of nylon. So I want to get it as big as I can. That's about it there. So I'll take that over to the bandsaw and cut it. I'm also going to take it, maybe I'll just cut it first because it should be, both sides should be relatively close. And once you get it bent in that, you can always tweak it a little bit. So I'll cut this out, and you don't have to watch that because it's really noisy, if I can even do that on this. This stuff is kind of interesting to work with. Okay, so I cut it out. I don't think my bandsaw likes me anymore. There's quite a bit of twisting on it, but the bandsaw blade was fine. This is soft material, so you just take your time. So it's cut. This is the inside piece. Which way does it go? Goes this way. So that means that goes this way, I think. So what's going to happen is I'm going to put it on that panel. Yeah, there we go. And clamp this together. And this is 1 inch thick. It's pretty solid. And nothing like putting 100 clamps on things to make it strong. Oh, before I go any further, shout out to Steve and his family. I hear you've been watching and telling Renee what's going on. Anyway, we'll pause right there and I'll get set up on the bench and we'll see what we can do. I may end up messing the piece up. If I do, and I can just weld it to the corner. It's not a big deal. Sometimes I'm a glutton for punishment. Okay, to do this, I've got some 1/2 inch square bar and 1/2 inch tubing. So I'm going to support this so that I can put this flat on the table, everything flat, and then that means this will be extended out 1/2 inch. So let's see what we can do. This piece is obviously too long, but I got this one. And I should put something in there. I've got some shims in my box. These are awesome shims. I have a bunch of them. They're made just for spacing on fixtures. I used to make robot cells back when I did stuff. Now I just do whatever I can. Getting old is not fun. So let's see what we got here. Yeah, that's okay. Let's go with the other one. I made 2 of those, so. So one thing I noticed is this piece of nylon, or whatever this white stuff is called. Correct me if you know what it's called. I don't need this one. It's got attitude. Everything in life has attitude. Anyway, so we're going to do this. We'll do the bottom flange. Put this one there. Now I can clamp it to the table and get rid of the attitude. It was quite a bit of attitude there. So we'll put this one on that side. And those are too small, but there's my 2/4. 2/4 equals a half. This last time I checked, that's what it was. Of course, with the way things are going in the education system, changing languages and stuff, maybe it's going to be different. Okay, so that goes there. And I'm just going to clamp it down. I put a nice, when I made this table, I put a nice 2-inch flange on it so that there's something to clamp to. So it's got that down nice and flat. It's tight on there. Not so tight over here though. So what we're going to do is we'll get a longer clamp. Okay. This one I put a cool, this is cool. I drilled a hole and I threaded this so then you can reach in past things, right? Which in this case I'm going to have to do, which is awesome. So we'll just right where the support is. Okay, right through there. And we'll just pull it down. There we go. It's a little crooked because it's not quite long enough, but I don't need that much pressure just to make it tight. So she's tight. Now I can take these and stick them in. Huh. Might be a problem because it only does the corner. I need to do the whole length. So I should have cut it way longer, but then I wanted to have some meat on that. So, okay, well, pull it all together and see what we can do. That's the bottom. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so I have never done this sort of thing before. I've worked with metal all my life, but this light stuff is kind of interesting. Actually, I got something I got on Marketplace. I'll show you that. Hold on. So I got these from a guy on Marketplace who's a machinist retiring, and they're heavy. So I'm going to see if I can suck that in. I need longer clamps. I keep them on my toolbox because underneath here is like 30 little ones. It takes years to collect all these clamps. These are all light duty. I got this one, obviously isn't, but I think that's the heaviest one I got. Ooh, dear, this may not work. No, I can't do that anyway. If I push that, then I can't lift it up. I need to go down on the table. Okay, so we're going to figure something out. Just hold on a sec. Okay, well, that's not going to work because I can't clamp it. And I certainly can't leave it clamped to the table, but so I have to build this upside down, I guess. So we'll get everything set up here. This was a perfectly clean table half an hour ago. That's full of stuff. I cut a bunch of 1.5 inch spacers out of that piece. So we got to build it upside down. So those are consistent. So we gotta see what we can do here. Okay, that's way too low. So we need to bring that up. So we need a spacer. I got one over here. Isn't it funny how sometimes you can't seem to find things, and the next thing you know, what you were looking for hours is just right in front of your face. Okay, so let's see what we got here. If I get that like that, that won't help. That won't help. So we can put this on there. Let's see how it goes. Set that. It's upside down. So that gives me I just want a little flange, so that will work. That looks pretty good. Okay, so we'll just start clamping it. So I got to put this one in. I need something to hold that too, so we'll use this other piece. That's too high, obviously. Okay, so I'll take this. That's heavy. Okay, so we need to bring that up to 1/2 inch. So it's this one out of the way. Okay, see what we got. Pretty close. Use these. It's always handy to have tons of spacers. Okay, so put that there. Okay. You watch. We'll get this all done and be so happy, and then I'll go to put it together. Okay. I'll hammer it and ruin the whole thing. Oops, that's upside down. That doesn't help matters. There we go. Now, what is it? That looks pretty close. I think if I get it clamped together, if I can do that, then I can adjust it with a hammer if it's tight to each other. So let's put that like that. Oh, it's kind of, I can use my, let's use this clamp. I'll take this off because I don't need it now. You can make, this is kind of unusually shaped because I need it to get into a unique spot. But you can make these out of all kinds of tubes and different lengths and stuff depending on what you want to do. You need to get in on a certain profile. I've only tacked them on there, 2 tacks actually, so I can snap it off if I have to. And it just had to have a hole there. So let's drill it in this way. There we go. Look at that. You see that? Probably not. Okay, so now it's dropping there. So I need my poundometer. I got this in Malaysia. It's a nice little hammer. So let's get this tight. Well, this is working good. Look at that. Let's show you and see how. Whoop, I'm charging while I'm doing this. You see how it lines up, and then I just have to hammer it down. Okay, so okay, that's starting. So I guess a smart guy would have put a 1/2-inch line around so I could follow it instead of eyeballing it. But I never said I was a smart guy. She just fell apart. So since it fell apart, let's put a 1/2-inch line on there. Hold on a second. Okay, so I got my micro square. I bought this a long time ago on eBay from England, believe it or not. Then I found it locally for less. There you go, eh? I'm doing a 1/2-inch line. We'll do both of them. Remove all this stuff. So you just follow the line. Oops. Scoot it across, okay. There we go. Turn it over. This panel's a little wavy, but once we start hammering it, it'll come in. Oops, I missed again. Okay, so let's get that done. I guess I should probably mark the other side too. Yeah. I hate messy benches. I create the most messy benches around. I'll tell you. There's my 1/2-inch on the outside because I got the nylon going on both sides, right? This is one thing I have is an imagination. Sometimes that's not a good thing. I know what I want, and sometimes I figure out how to do it, and sometimes I don't. That one's done on both sides. One thing I was thinking, a guy could make a mold out of cement, but I guess that's not good. Never mind, cancel that thought. You could just put it up, clamp it up to it, and hammer it. Probably would break on you. I was going to make it out of a big 8x8, but the local hardware store doesn't have any, and I was only looking for a damaged one, so I could just take out a little piece of it. Okay, that's marked on both sides. Here's my cap. Okay, so maybe I could do it vertical. Let's put it in the vise. Let's see what we can do here. Because it's a swivel, you can see what I'm doing. Look at that. Okay, So that's the top. So that goes like that. The top. Okay. Yeah, this might work. As I don't drop it and break it. Yeah, I can see the line right there. Now, how am I going to put my vise in there? Or my clamp? Okay, that goes there. You see this already opened up a little bit. But it's thin metal. Wouldn't it be nice if we were born with an extra set of arms? Oh, yeah. Even if they're light duty hands just for holding stuff. That would be so cool. This might not work at all. I don't know. Okay, so put this. Where is it? That way? Yeah, this way. Quite a difference when you turn it around. She don't fit. Okay. Okay, so that. Boy, that has attitude. My plate has attitude too. How am I going to do this? I think it's too much for my vice grips. Maybe. Sometimes vice grips are the answer because you can set them to grab stuff. But I don't know if it goes that wide. And once it's set, you can clamp. You can put the clamp on afterwards. So this will hold it. This will be my extra hand. Yeah, it looks like it'll open it up enough. That should work. So now, let's try it again. I'll put this one. That's the top. That's backwards. Right? Yeah. See if this works. Oh man, it does work. Okay, I can just take my $3 Malaysian hammer. Actually, I probably should clamp it first because that isn't liking it very much. So we'll go from this side. Close to the middle as we can. It's going to be interesting working around this clamp. Well, that's working really good. Look at that. I just got to adjust things. That's on the line there. This is got to come in. There. So we got that corner, so we'll put a small clamp on there. That looks good. Okay. Of course, it doesn't look like a girl did it, all right? I used to work at a grocery store, and I built this big display, and I got 4th prize in Canada for it from Gillette. And one of the cashiers walked up, and I said, "What do you think? She says, "Oh, it's beautiful. It's perfect." I said, "No, I think it looks like a girl made it." And she got mad at me. And I said, "Well, it's perfect, isn't it?" So when I do things perfect, I see it looks like a girl made it. All right, that's got better. Tighten the snot out of that one. This has to move. This is good. This has to move this way. Oof. Okay. Let's give you a closer look. All right. If I can. Put on the charger. I'm going to turn it around. Oh, all right. So now you see there's my line all the way around to here. Needs a little bit of adjustment, but that's got that where I want it. So I can put more clamps on it, make it super solid. Okay, I think that's looks like a girl did it. It looks really good. Okay, now I got to figure out how to put another clamp in here. And then I got to figure out how to hammer around all these clamps. I bought these clamps 20 years ago from one of the first internet type providers. They used to sell tools. They had lots of good stuff for cheap. Then they went under. It's kind of funny how that happens. Right? Somebody has a good idea before everybody else, and then it doesn't work. Okay, I think that's got it. Oof. Okay, tighten this one. Tighten that one. Tighten that one. This one's bending. Okay, this one off. Oops, lost the clamp. Okay, so how are we going to do this now? Holy doodle, that's heavy. Now I got to figure out how to hold this. Okay, so there it is. Okay, of course everything's on my table. Okay, so let's get some pliers. 18 gauge metal, so it bend it like a battle, you know. That's got it. Okay. I can't get this straight, so we'll start on one side. Wow, it looks bad on that side. Okay. This might be a total disaster. I have a tipping die, but I'm not too... I guess I should have done a demo on that. Me learning how to do it. This isn't working too bad. That has to come up. I saw a guy do this, and he does every inch, leaves a space between it, and goes back. Of course, now my clamps are in the way. There we go. I have a set of channel locks that Peter gave me. My buddy Peter. I don't know where I put them. I'm so organized, you know. Anyway. Okay, let's see if we can get, which of course the big clamp's got a big toe on it, so I gotta fix that first. This table is awesome. Like, it goes up like 52 inches or something. So this is holding that, so we'll take this one off. Hopefully it doesn't screw everything up. Let's see if we can, how do we do this? Yeah, we'll take it right off and turn it around. There we go. It's still on the table. That's good. Let's make sure this, there we go. That actually looks pretty good. Make sure it's not in the way of the table it's coming in. That's got that. Oof. Okay, so this one is down too far. So lift it up. Actually, I probably don't need it. That one's okay. Whoops. Come on. Okay. That's all right because the table doesn't touch there. Now I just get the table in. Give it a little support. There's got to be a better way to do this. Anyway, I'm having fun. There, that's down to the line. The front is up though. That's not good. I mean, the inside piece here. Yeah. I probably could hammer it now. Doesn't seem to be moving. Doesn't seem to be moving. Let's get my body hammer. That's too high there now. I'm really screwing this up, I think. Right there. Okay. think I totally screwed it up. Oh no. Okay, let's just forget about this. This ain't working. So at least I got another idea. See, we're learning together. Oh my goodness. How about that for quality? Oof. But I have some blacksmith tools here. That'll work. It's got a nice heavy, except it's tapered, so it's going to be harder to. No, maybe not. It's for going in a hardy hole. I'm not dragging this over to my anvil. Okay, so this is a nice sharp corner right there. Okay. Oh, what a mess. Anyway, like I said, I can always. Okay. It doesn't work. The vise is in the way. My goodness. Let's go this way. Nope. Frustration. Let's push it up higher. Let's oops. I got this vise for $25. It was all seized. I tore it apart, fixed it. Old tools have lots of life left in them. This might work. Following that line, except for I think I need this round corner. So let's move it again. Is that right, or should I put it over here? As long as it's on the edge, I guess. Tighten the snot out of it. Okay. All right. Boy, oh boy. Okay. Let's see. I follow the line. Maybe I'll put my microphone over here, up here. There. You won't have a lot of banging on it. This is so much easier than that. Live and learn. Just a piece of nylon. Wow. Look at that. It's coming. Around this needs to be on that side. So we can do that. This is working rather good. Could have had it done instead of making that thing. Anyway. Let's get that thing out of the way. I like to have a cart to put all my tools on because you start piling them on the table and you can't see what you're doing, you can't work, and then you get another job and all of a sudden all this stuff's in the way. So anyway, so I put it on the table, or in this case I use the chair because my table's right beside me. Oops, this ain't working. Well, maybe we just That's pretty cool. It's amazing how much scrap iron you can make in a day. Funny, I can weld with both hands, but hammering, not so good at. In my younger days, I could weld with both hands and pass X-ray. Now I just weld with both hands. Wow, that's working really nice. I'm pleased. Wow, not too bad. Doesn't look like a girl did it, but it's getting there. That's really good, I think. It's got a little bit of a, it needs to come around a little bit more, but we got the technology. I might even be able to do something different. I had a plate. So let's get this closer first. Pretty good. It opened up a bit though, so I'm gonna have to shrink this in eventually. I have a shrinker stretcher. Let's get that. Got a little bit of hammer forming needed doing on it. I'm gonna go pause through for a second here, and we'll shrink it. Wow, does this ever work? I actually overshrunk it. That's okay, because I'm going to do the other side now. So I want flanges on both sides. And this time I'm going to start from scratch just by hammering. How about that? Just like the big boys. Instead of trying to do things with my super nylon jig. You're moving on me. Oh. I hurt my back a couple weeks ago. It's still not doing good. Slipping on ice when I'm being careful. Guy keeps moving. Whatever this is called, I don't know. I should make something that holds it in here. On my spare time. Let's try and do it this way. And knock it back. See the line a little better. There's no rounds on that side. Okay. Not too bad. I think we'll pause that now because you don't need to watch me hammer like an idiot for 4 hours. Okay, I kind of finished this one. It fits pretty good, but I think I came up with a better idea. That's a good thing about having your own shop. You can come up with your own idea. So this is the next panel, and I got this at an auction with a bunch of other steel. I didn't know what I was going to use it for. Like it's 1 inch by 5 or 6 inches. Anyway, oh goodness, these magnets are awesome. Okay, so I have these magnets, right? Let me move my light a bit. There, that might help. Okay, so I got these magnets. I'm gonna put that on there like that with a magnet, just to hold it. Or that's the theory anyway. I'll go up here. Just to hold it for now. Okay. I need 2 magnets. Too much torque. Too much torque on that edge. Okay, so that holds that for now. Now I'm going to grab my half inch round rod and move my mic over here. There we go. So I'm just going to put that on this side. You see, like that. So I should probably have another magnet. So let me pause while I find some magnet. Okay, so I got extra magnets now. Put them up here. Because I got extra, I'm going to put this down like so. Okay, now this half inch rod, I'm going to, let me see. Hammer. There it is. I'm just going to line up my line. It's raining really bad. I better move my lights too. There we go. Now you can see until I get in the shadow. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll hold that with magnets too. I think you can see it, except for my shadow. I'm gonna figure out a better way of doing lights. Okay, so put that there. All right. So let's move my light. Hold on a second again. Sorry. Now we're cooking with gas. I moved my light. The reason I have bad lighting is because I'm underneath my lift, which I moved over here because I had to move my truck in to bring another truck in. Things you got to do when you do favors for people. Anyway, so these magnets, like I said, are awesome. Let's get this. They're so awesome, you get mad at them because they work so well. Okay, I need to pull this one out a bit. Right about there's where the bend starts. Put that back. Okay, that gives me basically what I need. Now we're going to make this follow contour to squeeze it. We'll put the clamp on with the threads at the back so they're not in our way. See, that goes like that. You can see what I'm doing. Okay, so let's see, tighten that. Okay, now I'm going to take these off, I think. Okay, so lift this up. So there's your line. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay, I need another clamp. With this clamp, we'll put it right from this side. Oh no, it's not long enough. So let's see if this works. If not, we'll use the blue one, which is heavy duty. Make sure that's tight. Okay, so will it reach? No, it won't. Okay, so we got to use the blue one. This is the longest clamp I have. I wish I had some more, but they're expensive. That should work, I think. So just tighten the snot out of it. Okay, that makes that nice. Ooh, looks like it's rocking. Okay, so now you can use my Malaysian special. Take that off. Take these off. Oh, these magnets. Awesome. Okay. Leave the top there. Oops, I lost my clamp. That's really cool. Tighten it. There we go. Now we can tap it up. Good there. Let's put one back here just to get the edge started properly. I like to put the threads away from you so you're not banging into stuff because Murphy loves me. Okay. Now that's flush, flush, flush. A little bit up. This goes down to the line, and we can use our square. Yeah, that's got it right there. So now we'll just tighten this a little more. Let's bring it down a bit. We'll turn it around like I just said I like to do. Hopefully it'll work a lot better, actually. There we go. Bead roller puts attitude into everything, but you just got to work with it. So we'll bring that up to 1/2 inch, so right about there. Tighten this a bit more. This one, I'll use my square. Let's see what we got here. Okay, it's got to come up some. Right there. Now you tighten it till it screams. Not a little bit more. Well, okay, it's tight. Double check this side. It has to come down now. Look at that. This is going to work perfect, I think. Okay, now I just got to hammer that over. So let's show you how we do it. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, then I guess you'll see some more failures here on the failure program. Let's turn it up. There we go. So just start working out of that. Oh, this is so much easier. When I'm hitting, I'm going like that, so I think that helps. If you disagree, please leave comments. If you have any better ideas, I'm learning, man, so you gotta help me. I had this plate bent around, I could go all the way around. Maybe. Yes. It gives it a nice radius because there's a tiny bit of a radius on this flat bar. Look at that, that's awesome. So I got this tool here. Actually, we'll use the other one. Where did it go? I lost it. Oh, there it is. This is another one of my tools. It's got a round. So I don't know if I can use this or not, but we'll try. Hammer and action figure. Remember, action figure, it's not a dolly. Might have to go down a little lower. I think I'm just going to rough it and then put it in the vise like before with the other unit. Maybe I should use the other unit. Oh, these things are not light. Okay. Look at how it twists. You maybe can't see that on the camera, but it twists like crazy. Okay, there, that's a sharper corner there. Lost one of my clients. I don't need it anyway. That's okay. That's that vibration. So we'll go right to. There's a rounded corner on there. That's what I try. This is the driver's side piece. Doesn't really like doing that. Probably better to put it in the vise. So that's what we'll do. Put it in the vise like last time. So take this off. Actually, let's flip it over and do the other side first. Might as well. Like that. So how do we do that? We got to do it on the inside, I guess. That's still clamped, so that should stay. Okay. Look at that. Okay. Wow. Okay. So now we've got to do the other side. So that means, we got to do it on the inside. So we will put it on the inside, which means this is right. So take this out, stick it over here. Okay, clamp it. It's still open to hold this. So now we put this in here, all the way to the half inch up to the where it starts to circle. So right about there, I'd say. Now we take our big clamp. It's almost nap time. Okay, let's go this way again. Okay, it's not cooperating, so we will use one of our wonderful magnets that you can't pull off. These are fantastic. You curse them because they stick so much, but that's why you bought them, so not really cursing. Okay, that holds that. Let me put another one on top here. That'll hold that. Right? Okay. So now I just got to bring that up to the edge. Get the Godzilla clamp. Tighten it till it screams. Okay. Actually, now you can see the line, I think, in the video. Maybe I'll zoom. I can't zoom in. I got my camera backwards. Sorry about that. I prefer having the camera this way because, wow, that fits in between there. Look at that. Look at that. It sits right at the bottom flange, and this top flange is perfect. So that piece is a perfect size. By accident, of course, and I think it's 6 inches. No, it's 5 inches. It's 6 inches. So that's cool. My original plan was to make this drop piece 5.5, but I decided to make it a little bigger. Wow, I can't even, okay, take that off. That is perfect. Okay, so now we just hammer it along. Let's show you from this side, if you can see it. You can see that? Yeah, okay. That is so cool. So cool. Now we'll take my round thing and put a little bit of work into it. Yeah, just a little bit. So let's hold this. This is a piece. A cool piece. My friend gave me an anvil, a big anvil, and I thought, I'm going to be a blacksmith. Holy cow, is that hard work. Heating metal, you heat it really hot, you gotta, I can't handle a hammer. I think I'm too old for it. I just started that. Okay, so we will take this out and bring it over there. So let's move the camera again. Make sure it's lined up on the back thing. I'll put that there so I don't knock it over. I'm using my old phone. One day I'll show a picture of it. It's a S21 Ultra, and I had it for 5 years. I kept it in a good case. It's like brand new. It just doesn't have any memory. My new one has memory. Look at that. Can you see that? Yeah. Okay, so now we're back over here. And we're going to work this corner if we can. Ooh. Okay. If I can get that out a little more. Certainly is. Oh, goodness gracious. Who tightened this? Okay, put it right there, maybe. I should have put a pipe on it. I can't be torquing on this stuff. I know it's vice abuse. My $25 vice just got abused. Okay, so that's a little better. Okay, so we're gonna start down here on the line. You can see me good. And then that's driving me crazy. Okay. I wonder if I could, yeah, probably could. Let's get the bottom started on both sides. Maybe. Actually, we're going to do this piece here. That makes more sense because it. There we go. I might as well do this. It fits in here up to the flat part. I can do the same thing as I did last time. Oh. Okay, so where's my, put my 1/2 inch up there. Oh dear. Tighten it till it screams. Ouch. Okay. That looks pretty good. A little bit. Where'd I put my hammer? Lost my hammer. There it is. Oh, okay. Try not to knock the camera over. Oops. Okay. So we need to go down a bit. There. And this one. Yeah, that's good. Now we'll just beat it over. It's so easy. Okay. Alright, now we will flip it up. That's yeah, that'll work easy, I think. Okay. Oh, goodness. Okay, so I'm going to take it out. Put it on this way now. And I don't think I have to clamp it because I can hold it accurately because the bottom flange is the right size. But this is in the way. There goes my big clamp. There goes my little clamp. So we will, what will we do? Right there. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah, that's good. Right there. Wish I'd known about this at the beginning. Okay, so let's set that. We'll go back over here and we'll finish this flange. So that I'll finish this and I'll show you it on the truck. Okay, you can see my sneaker stretcher here. I'm just going to see how she fits. Needs a little bit of treatment first. Okay. Okay. It's open an inch here, a whole inch here. So I'm going to put it in the sneaker stretcher and bring it in. So if you look at that, see the angle? It's not 90. It isn't 90 angle, but that's almost 90. See how that turns it in? I'll do the other side, of course. It's a good tool. I wouldn't believe it if I hadn't seen it. So. And if you overdo it, you go on this side and undo it. So, see. Okay, that's got it. That's got it. A little bit more. But I gotta, the whole thing's twisty turning, so I gotta twist it and work on it. Anyway, that's for today. Tomorrow I'll see if I can show you me welding this in. I'm only going to stitch weld it around and put seam sealer in, and that will be a nice glue. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and comments are always appreciated.